Hey guys, welcome to this our review of Mashin Sentai Kiramager, episode 39. As always, I'm your host, the Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have...
The Cinder Blaze.
I'm Aresol.
Hey dudes, welcome back. On today's episode, well, no, not on... We watched this yesterday so that you guys could comment on it and we can talk about those comments today. But before that, let's just dive into our thoughts. And I thought this was an incredibly well done episode. This has got to be one of my favorite Kiramager episodes.
This was really fun. Yeah.
And like, it wasn't just fun. It also like used bits of their lore to their advantage. Like, their thing, like, the defending portion of the sword kept getting used, and they made sure to constantly re-up that. The sparkling thing, I don't know if that was introduced before, like having Mabushina shine.
I feel like it has.
Yeah, it's something that feels like it's been a thing. So like, this reminds me of when we were at a time where Kiramager did not forget bits of its lore, and used it to like forward the plot, and it was great.
Yeah. For me, like, I had some issues with like the whole like Mabushina like thing where she thought she was just like dragging everyone else down because they needed to protect her. I felt like we've gone through that a couple times, but like as you were saying, I felt like the execution of this episode was so good that I really didn't care about like my one gripe of the episode. I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah.
I guess like with the way that they're framing this episode, that's okay. You know, I just really like how they just like touch base on like every little thing, and they just kind of like go from like one location to the next, and they're just like dealing with like different little dynamics. Like we see a little bit of Pink interacting with Mabushina, and then like Blue's kind of like not in this episode, but like, we also let Takamichi like not Takamichi. I always get Takamichi and Yellow confused, but Yellow actually got to do something this episode, and he takes out one of the masks for our final boss, which I did not expect. I thought that sniper dude was going to be around for another episode.
You said as much in the watch along too.
Yeah.
I like that they managed to figure out a way of making him the villain imposing without. Obviously, we were never going to kill any of our main characters. That was never going to be an option. Yeah. But I like that they found a way of taking them off the table one by one. Like removing them from the episode. So it did feel a little bit more dire than normal.
Yeah.
Because eventually it got down to like just one person and seemed, hopeless. But yeah, I really like it. I really love that Yellow got like more than one really cool moment in this episode. Between the like him taking out the sniper scope and
that was so
him
good.
Getting the finishing blow, yeah.
That scene, that moment where like he's looking around, he's sniping, and then he like pops up and destroys. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
My favorite shot of the episode. But like we always forget that Yellow is technically second in command, tactician, and like he is a leader in his own right. And he did lead the team. He came up with a plan and like got everyone in on it, and he was able to execute it like almost flawlessly. Flawlessly. And like you were saying about they were able to build the suspense without killing characters. It was like every time they would raise a question like, oh, he's some sniper? Really? He missed Mabushina 3 times. Oh, this is his plan. Okay. And then, it's Sentai. You think, oh, his plan. Sure. But it was, and it was an effective one, and they were at wit's end.
I wouldn't say it's the most effective plan. Like, there's so many other ways to bait out the Kiramager, so why not just take out a couple of them and then send out a Mars piece in the middle of the city? Like, they're gonna show up. Like, it's gonna happen. So there's...
I mean, those are his methods. That's how he chose to do it.
Well, he needs a couple warm-up shots before he's actually ready to kill people. Yeah. Yeah, he was like pretty intimidating. Like once he starts actually like sniping them out, like they came in like in like sudden moments. So like that
Mhm.
kind of like shock really helped. And honestly, when I think like the villain relies on that sort of like shock factor, like as the episode kind of goes on, it died out.
Mhm.
So if they had like another episode of this villain, I don't think it would even like work at all. Like this villain was
Yeah.
meant for like this one episode, and they contained it in here, and that was good. That's all we needed.
Yeah, I guess in a sense, like it doesn't dilute, uh, their usage of this guy, because like
Yeah.
he was really good, and I feel like, individually they probably all fall. Um,
Yeah,
It helps that Kiramager's track record of villains is they're all silly, all of
yeah.
them. So it is actually weirdly kind of a breath of fresh air to have a villain that isn't like there was no joke with this villain. There was no silly gimmick. He wasn't, a big cavity monster.
hmm
He just he's just a sniper and he's just good at what he does.
No,
yeah.
yeah, I agree. Um, yeah, I don't know. That was a really good episode. I don't know. Was there any more you guys wanted to touch on with this episode?
No, I'm good.
No. Um I mean, I agree with the idea that it's it is almost a little weird that he wasn't around more
Yeah.
just because he is like the other half of
hmm
the main villain's personality. But I guess we also get to see what happens when one of those personalities is destroyed. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Hey, we're not the only ones with thoughts, because you guys have thoughts. They were in the comments, and now, boom, they're here on screen. Double the Unknown says, this episode reminds me of the Cyclops Sniper episode in Maji Ranger, which is one of my favorite episodes in Sentai, so obviously I really enjoyed this episode. I have not seen it, but Aresol gave this sweeping nod that...
I had forgotten about it until it was mentioned. But yeah,
That's cool.
that was a pretty cool episode.
Yeah.
I might have watched the Mystic Forest version of that, but I've already forgotten.
All right. Next comment comes from Woof Dustin Smith, who says, okay, there's a lot. Let me see if I can find. First thing to bring up, of course, is Shadon. First of all, I find the concept of Emperor Yodon having multiple personas really unique. That is certainly one way to help make the big boss of the series stand out. Shadon was a mixture of Huntulder from Zyuohger and Shidos from Q Ranger, but with turning targets into mud balls instead of dolls. Mabushina's shine ability was a bit strange at the beginning of the episode, but I like how it tied nicely with the last fight with Shodan. Uh, I'm going to be honest, I didn't like the Fang Basra beast. Not about its mechanic. Its mechanic was fine, but it's the motif of the Basra, a bear trap. I get it goes with the hunting theme with Shadon, but I'm a passionate animal lover, so when I see that kind of fur trapper tool on screen, even if it is just the face theme for a giant sea bass monster, I cringe a little, but that's just me. There is one thing I feel the need to question with Tamatomo. Supposedly get hit by Shadon. That to me was a bit of missed opportunity. Why not have explanation for why he wasn't turned into Mudball? Was incorporating the Gemini doll to create a duplicate Tamatomo to fight Shadon and get shot instead of Tamatomo, just placing Takemichi's Mudball in place to trick Shadon into thinking he got him. But anyways, fantastic episode. Next episode, Juru Focus back on his school and another interesting look at Marskman. Lock and load.
The way you said that made me like not understand a single word of that comment. But yes, I totally agree.
I read that. That was every single. I don't know how else I was supposed to read that.
You read that in a very boring way. I almost got disengaged like
Oh,
2 sentences
excuse me. I am processing this information as it is coming to my eyeballs.
in. Yeah.
I actually didn't connect that the bear trap was to go along with Shadon. I thought it was just the giant monster from last week's villain because I don't know. I saw bear trap with teeth, and it made me think tooth monster.
Oh yeah.
You know what?
That might not be the case, but that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That bear trap did they did talk about. Oh hey, it has a hinge. Destroy the hinge. I don't know why that stood out to me as like an interesting detail, but it's like no one ever points out a specific portion of the suit and is like, yeah, that is like a functional piece.
They're gonna
Do
get
that.
behind one of these suits and be like, "Hey, pull on the zipper." The weirdest fight.
Yeah.
Giant
Yeah.
robot man versus the suit actor.
Yeah, like you're not supposed to question anything that goes on with the suit, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, hinge." Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. Technically, it should have a hinge. Do that. And then also, I didn't like fully see it, but I read Tamatomo's name, and I saw you going.
Yeah, shut
because
up.
you got it.
Yeah.
All right, well, welcome back, Dustin. Next, we have K-John, who says, this episode was alright. I like how Tamatomo got to showcase his shooting skills here, but I think the intensity of the episode dropped when Tame and Senna got de-transformed and talked to Mabushina for like 5 minutes, but Shadon didn't take the chance to shoot them down. Like, come on, dude. They were defenseless and wide open. Anyway, so I think that part was like he was in a further away shadow, and we saw that it took Judo passing over with a shadow for him to travel to the shadow behind them.
Yeah.
So I think that those were part of those mechanics.
He also doesn't have a scope anymore, so distance is probably an issue for him now.
That's true, yeah.
Or was. He's dead.
Anyway, I like how Tamatomo keep pissing on the Yodon Emperor's alternative personas. Won't be surprised if he ends up being the one to finish off the Emperor. I don't remember him peeing on the dude, but yeah, sure. All right, cool. Did you guys have anything else?
No.
Alright, cool. Let's get the hell out of here. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this episode, hit the like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. Thank you so much for your comments. That was really fun to get through. You can also comment once again if you didn't like anything we said, or if you did like something we said, just talk about it in the comments. Also, while you're down there, there are links to in the description to how you can help support the Black Lives Matter movement by donating money, signing petitions, and watching videos. Thank you so much for watching. Keep it.
Yeah. See you later.
Bye.
What's wrong with you, Alex? What happened?
Nothing. I just have 2 monitors. One is just doing something else.
Are you still watching Toys videos on the side?
No. It ain't twice.
AOA, Luna.